Hey everybody, how's it going? Like Butter here, and I'm back with another Division video. Today we have a video that is going to be chock full of information about the 1.2 update that is coming out on May 24th. A lot of people have been speculating on what the different set items are going to do, and I have the list right here, straight from Reddit. It was said earlier on the live stream that was going on the Division game, and they went into detail about what each set item bonus is going to be, and I want to share that with you guys here. So the first one I'm going to show you guys is Final Measure. Now the two-piece Final Measure set is 50% exotic damage resilience. This is huge. This is so important, especially for PvP, because a lot of people use instant bullets and explosive bullets, and this is going to reduce that damage by 50%. It's going to be huge. Also, if you have like another 15% on your mask and, you know, another 15% on your chest piece, you know, you're looking at what, 80% damage, exotic damage resilience. It's going to be so insane. You're going to take so much less damage from grenades and flamethrower guys and just all of that stuff. If you don't know what exotic damage resilience is, it's basically like magic resist in League of Legends. It's your resistance against anything that's not direct damage from bullets. So that is going to be very, very important. The three-piece is 15% protection from elites, which I don't think is that big of a deal, but it'll be helpful when you are doing, you know, the incursion and other stuff like that. It'll help you take less damage from those shotgunners, which, by the way, the shotgunners are getting nerfed as well in 1.2, so we got that information. Now, the four-piece is when damaging a hostile with a grenade, gain the defuse buff. When in range of a hostile grenade, the buff is consumed and diffuses the grenade as well as gives you a grenade. Now, I thought that this was going to give you the ability to like hack shock turrets and stuff like that, but it looks like it's just specifically for throwing grenades and getting grenades. Now, I don't know if this is going to be that helpful in the Dark Zone PvP wise, because it's very hard to hit someone with a grenade because it's so easily dodged. You know, you can roll away, you can jump away, unless you get people in a spot where they're stuck in a corner and you can kind of lock them in that corner by throwing the grenade behind them a little bit. So we'll see. I hit quite a few grenades, but I don't know if this is going to be, you know, a set that's going to be used in the Dark Zone. However, the two-piece, the 50% exotic damage resilience, 100% I'm going to be using that. So the next one here is Lone Star. 100% ammo capacity is the two-piece. The three-piece is 1,000 LMG damage and 1,000 shotgun damage. And the four-piece is when the weapon is holstered, it regains full ammo. So yeah, this definitely won't be that good in the Dark Zone as well, but it'll be good for people who use LMGs or, you know, maybe shotguns and run out of ammo extremely fast. Maybe you guys want to, you know, get that ammo capacity for the two-piece, but, you know, with the backpack, you really probably don't need that if you have the police backpack. So the next one we're going to be talking about here is Predator's Mark, which is the one that I think people are going to use the most. Now, this is 20% optimal range, which is really, really huge. Now, I think they intended, you guys are starting to notice that a lot of times they put, you know, builds into the game with intentions of it being towards a certain thing. But I'm going to tell you why this is going to be the set that everyone's going to be using. It gives you 20% optimal range. What does that help out? SMGs. 800 assault rifle damage and 700 pistol damage. That's not going to really help anything unless you are running either of those things, which, I mean, pistol damage, the pistol is not that good regardless. But if you're using an assault rifle like an LVOAC, an ACR, any of those assault rifles that have high fire rates, if you can get some stability and some fire rate, that will probably be really good. Here is the big one here. This is the four-piece. Hit 10 shots without switching target to make the target bleed for 100% of the damage already done by those bullets. This is going to be the four-piece set that people are going to use in the Dark Zone because the bleed effect is extremely annoying. When you're bleeding, you can shoot, which is kind of nice. It's not like when you're, you know, on fire and you're patting yourself down. You can shoot, but you can't sprint. It kind of impairs your vision. It impairs your sound. You can't really hear anything, and you're going to get damage, you know, done over time. Now, with the exotic damage resilience, it's going to reduce how annoying it is. So it's going to be very important to get bleed resist. You're probably going to want 100% bleed resist, and you're going to want like 70% exotic damage resilience, because you are going to be getting hit by this a lot. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to still run this build, but I'm going to do it with an SMG. I'm not going to do it with an assault rifle, because the assault rifles, in my opinion, are still not viable, and I'll tell you why. 700 damage is not that big of a deal. Now, if you think about how Sentry's Call is right now before it gets nerfed, the third, set item isn't really that good. It's damage to elites. So the fact that, Sentry's Call is still so strong, even with the third set item not being worth it, is because the fourth set item is ridiculously strong. And I think this is the same scenario here, where you're going to want to have an SMG because you want to hit those 10 shots as fast as you possibly can to stagger their movement, to make it so that they can't sprint. And that's going to be huge. And also, since SMGs shoot so fast and have, very little recoil, you're going to be able to output those 10 bullets in close to half of a second. And don't forget, SMGs have like 20 to 25.5% higher crit chance. So those 10 bullets, most likely more of those bullets are going to crit. And the more times that it crits in those 10 bullets, the more amount of damage they're going to bleed for. So I think that my build is going to be 2 Final Measure and 4 Predator's Mark. That's probably what I'm going to be going for, because that seems like right now, without trying it, seems like it's going to be the strongest. But you can mix and match. Maybe you want, like, I don't know, 2 Sentry and 2 Final Measure, and then, I don't know, 2 Predator's Mark. I don't know. But you can mix and match, and we'll see some cool builds. And the fourth one is Hunter's Faith. This is the sniper class. 20% marksman rifle critical hit damage is the 2-piece. The 3-piece is 20% damage to elites, which is also just not very, not very good in my opinion. Hitting an enemy with a bullet grants you temporary armor. The further your shot, the more armor. The armor disappears after 1 bullet hits you. I think this is just useless. So the only things that I see that are useful in these gear sets that aren't against NPCs for PvP purposes are Predator's Mark and Final Measure. The 2-piece Final Measure, 4-piece Predator's Mark. I know Savage is really good and all, but I think it's more important to get that 50% exotic damage resilience, because you guys got to remember, the meta is going to change. The meta is going to change with these new items, and people are going to be doing different things. And if everyone is running, Predator's Mark, it's going to be extremely, extremely difficult to survive those fights unless you have a lot of exotic damage resilience. That's why I think the 50% exotic damage resilience is going to be huge, especially against instant bullets, explosives, all that good stuff. So anyways, those are the set items. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I also want to talk about some other things that they mentioned, which I think are really, really cool. Now, you guys know how annoying it is when you have to go clear your stash, and if you want to trade items with a friend, you got to go all the way back to the base of operations, or you have to go all the way to a safe house. Now they're going to have stashes inside the checkpoints of the dark zone. So if you, fill your stash, you can go to one of the checkpoints, go in there, get to your box, clear out your stuff, and then leave. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to be also in the safe houses. I'm assuming it will be. So you'll be able to clear your stash extremely fast, and you won't have to always go back to the base of operations in order to do that. So that's going to be really, really nice. Also, they talked about the cutting of the rope. Now, this was something that people were very, very upset about, thinking Extraction Hijack was going to cause for a lot of griefing. Well, they cleared up how the cutting of the rope is going to work, and what it sounds like to me is that it's not going to be an issue whatsoever. So this is how it's going to work. Now, if somebody goes up to the rope, you don't have to be rogue to do this. If someone goes up to the rope and starts to cut the rope, they're going to go rogue for 19 seconds. There's a 5 to 6 second animation of them cutting the rope, which is an extremely long time. So they're very, very vulnerable if they're going to go up and do it right in front of you. And then as they're doing it, they're instantly rogue. And if you're shooting them, when they're rogue, obviously you're not going to go rogue if they're trying to steal your gear. It's going to stagger them, and the timer is going to increase longer and longer. So, say, the animation's 5 to 6 seconds. If you're shooting him, it may take like 10 seconds. So somebody can't just pop defensive ult, run up, cut the rope, and then run away. It's not going to happen, because by the time they finish cutting the rope, their defensive ult's going to be gone. You get a free kill, you get DZ credits, you get, you get dark zone keys, you get all that good stuff. So that's huge. And then when you finish the cut, you get a 90-second rogue timer. So all of those, theories people had about griefing and how it's going to be annoying for people to run up and cut the rope, you don't have to worry about that. That will not be an issue. The cutting of the rope is more for if you're coming to a extraction site and someone already has their loot on the rope. It gives you a chance to kill that person and then cut the loot down. I think it's a really, really cool feature that they added into the game. I don't think it will change too much, and you won't see it very often, but I think it's really, really cool, and I'm happy that they cleared this up for us, and now we do realize that there's not really going to be any griefing, so good to know. So yeah, they didn't talk any more about the incursion or anything like that. They just basically, gave us what the side items were. So I want to know in the comment section below what you guys think. I think that this is going to make assault rifles a little more viable. I don't think 800 damage is that big of a deal, because if you're thinking assault rifles usually have between, 8 and 9,000 damage on hit. You're talking, instead of being like 8,000 damage, it goes up to like 8,800 damage. Maybe for like I said, the ACR, the LVOAC, all those weapons that are kind of lowish damage but shoot really fast, this will help. But I'm really, really excited for that, because that 20% optimal range is going to make SMGs even better at minimal range. So I think the optimal range on the SMGs are about, I want to say 19 meters. Something like that, 19 meters. So this is going to increase that by 20%, which is what? Another 2 meters, I guess? Like 21 meters, 22 meters, something like that. I don't know. I can't do math right now. My brain hurts. But that's going to increase your damage with the SMG. So at first when I read this list, I was like, oh, they're trying to buff assault rifles. Maybe assault rifles will be viable now. And now I'm just starting to realize that although assault rifles will be kind of nice, I still think having that extra crit damage is going to make it, or the extra crit hit chance is going to make it so that more of your bullets that you hit in those 10 that you land, and don't forget you're going to be landing those bullets a lot faster, is going to create a lot more bleed damage than the assault rifles. That's just my opinion. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think that's awesome that they're adding in new dynamics into the game, and it's going to cause for a lot of new builds. I do think this will push more people to build assault rifle builds, though, because a lot of people don't like wasting, set bonuses, which, I get. But at the same time, you got to remember, I was doing Sentry's Call, and, damage to elites really does nothing. I mean, I guess it helps a little bit when you're clearing mobs in the dark zone, but it really isn't necessary for PvP. So I really wouldn't mind having the 800 assault rifle damage and the 700 pistol damage not really affect me in any way, shape, or form. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe I may find out that it's not as strong as I thought, and I will switch to an assault rifle. But, unless we get an LVOAC blueprint, I don't see myself doing that. I've been trying to get an LVOAC for a long time because the weapon is really cool. It shoots extremely fast, and it's got minimal recoil. But, any assault rifle, you need to get some stability on it and that kind of thing. But anyways, this video is coming to an end. I just wanted to share with you guys all the new information that I know about 1.2. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of a heads up so you can start planning out what you're going to do when 1.2 hits on May 24th. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop the video a like, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care, everybody.